the isolation rays. I think we can fold the 4s now. This is up back here, guys, and well, it is final table time, top right. It's only an $11 deep stack, but it's still, let's have a little look here. 800 up top. This has been probably one of the hardest 800 I've ever tried to earn. This tournament is just, it's been never ending. How long has it gone for? 8 hours. This tournament has been going for 8 hours. Who has 8 hours to play tournaments other than me? You know, I guess it's only a Tuesday. Don't these people work? Apparently not. I mean, they're not regs, so they're just hanging out on a Tuesday. It's probably Monday night, actually. Early Monday night, early Monday morning in some places, I guess. And I have to thank them all for coming out, because it has been a fun table. And actually, I really do mean that. It's been pretty crazy stuff been happening. And actually, it was pretty crazy from the get-go. We actually got kings, and the big stack decided to go for this obscene 4-bet. I think he thought I was squeezing, and he stuck in tons. It was like 116 to call and 320 in there. So he was getting ridiculous odds to call. And he folded, so it was pretty wild. I think he'd been watching the lead up. He wasn't on my table with 2 tables left, but he was probably watching, I'm guessing, because there was just crazy stuff happening, and he probably thought I was getting way out of line. I think I'm just going to shove this here. I think I'm just going to shove both of these, actually. This is a big 55 with 38 left. 20 of 38. And that is a nice flop. That was quite a good flop, really, wasn't it, up there? That's only a small $11.20 as well, but we are 14 of 37, so a couple of cap top. So see how we go here. It's past 10 a.m. Quarter past 10 in the morning, and been playing all night, obviously, and a little bit tired, but still got enough brain power left to try and navigate through the remaining players in these tourneys. See how we go. Probably got to look to get a little bit aggressive top left. There's lots of short stacks I could probably lean on. This guy's actually, I mean, this is, I guess you would expect it because the cream rises, and it is a deep stack tournament, but these guys are playing quite well. I don't really know these guys too. I only know this Marcini or whatever, and this Vittoria Bea. And this guy here on my left has been an absolute maniac. Had a very weird, very weird hand before. I might see if I can find it actually. It's extremely weird. 3, 6, 7, 8. Thinking about a 3-bet, but the HUD stats aren't up. I just thought about it because his stack size, we would have got pretty good leverage. Wow. I'm going to let it go. I could 4-bet to, well, wow. It's annoying. I don't think I'm going to be 4-bet folding there, but to this guy. If 4-bet call off, it's a bit ugly. I don't think you can 4-bet fold it in 13. We'll actually have to mini click it. And even then when he jams we might be getting odds. His stack size was a little bit awkward. I think if he had been a bit deeper I would have raised, you know, would have 4-bet to fold. It's just a very awkward stack size to work with. What the hell's going on there? It's confusing me. So we were in pretty good shape, obviously. We don't know for sure that he wouldn't have 4-bet us there. But like I said, probably going to call off. And it was very close. If we make it 65 and then he jams, it's like 140 to call. There's a billion in there. Probably not folding. Yeah, I'd almost rather, I think, just go large. Just make it like 71, 75, and then if he jams, actually probably fold. But if he jams, probably we'd be priced in. But I just think that, wow, it's interesting. I just think that he flats so often. I mean, he folds so often that it's profitable. You know, maybe we can 4-bet to fold there, actually. But he's a bit of a maniac too, so I mean, it's could do it like 6s or something. King, Queen. This is a really tough spot, top left, because this guy's been pretty tight from early. So he raised 9% from early. I'm going to gamble here because I think this guy's got the nuts. And so would not, I mean, it's kind of really borderline. It's kind of really borderline there. But I just think we always get paid when he hits. I just think his 3-bet sizing pre is just like always aces or kings. He's squeezed against a tight UTG player in mid-call and squeezed a very small size. I don't even think he has ace-king when he does that, but I could be wrong. I just think it's always aces or kings. And that's why I called, because I think I just get snap paid off when we hit. But it is an $11 tourney, so could be completely wrong. He could have ace-6. I guess, I mean, some players will do that with ace-jack, ace-queen, and king-queen, and all sorts of crap in these $11 tourneys if they're big fish. But for me, I mean, this guy hasn't been, we don't have much history on him, but he's been pretty tight, especially from early. He's only raised 1 of 24 hands from early, so he probably respects early position. So I just think he has aces, you know, queens plus there. So we're getting like 12 or 13 to 1. So it was pretty close. But I think, like I said, if we hit, we get paid. And the thing about it is that even if the call is kind of close to break even, I still don't mind making it. Because in a vacuum, the call might be break even, but the effect that it has if we double is huge. Because we get to, you know, up to M20 plus and have full maneuverability. And if we lose, if we you know, like we did, if we miss, we just lose, you know, like 2M or something. So it doesn't have a big effect if we lose, but if we miss. But if we hit, it has a huge effect, a huge benefit. And so therefore, I think that I don't mind even if in a vacuum it plays break even, because of what it will do for our chances of winning if we do get the double. And we are only M10, so we don't have much time. And also, I haven't flopped a set for a long time today, so I'm just due for one. I thought that wasn't going to be the one. I had a lot of pairs and haven't flopped any sets for a while, so just thought maybe one was coming. 15 of 35 here, 15,500 up top. And a very good field left, isn't there? Don't have many good colours. That's a positive sign. Actually, this tournament is just so deep, it's just amazing. I mean, yes, it's called the deep stacks, but it really is just, I mean, it's still going to go for a couple of hours. It's going to be a 10-hour tournament. It's going to be the same time as the Sunday Millions. Almost, and it's an $11 buy-in. And it's midweek. Wow. It would have been pretty close if this guy jammed here. I think I may have folded. But he would have been getting pretty good odds. But we kind of cripple our stack if we lose. So in terms of stack preservation, it's a little bit risky. Because, you know, we still got what have we got here? 7? So we can still 3-bet jam and all that sort of good stuff. And I think I'm just going to shove here because these guys are pretty short anyway. So, you know, Ace-4 suited has a PN of 27. Didn't have that one memorized. And, I mean, these guys are only M5, so we only need a PN of 10 effectively. And there's the same thing again. So like an M3, M5, M5. We can just shove all day long here. It's kind of going to be close if, wow, I think we can fold now. That looks pretty strong to me. I think it would have been pretty close if one of these guys had a jam there. I think would have isolated to this guy and this guy, maybe, not sure. See if I can find that hand I was talking about before. It's a very odd hand, this one. So the table's been crazy. I open. This guy 3-bets. He's been a maniac. This guy's been aggressive. He 4-bets. I go with the 5-bet, as you do. This guy goes with the 6-bet. Action's on us. What do you do? Well, you can 7-bet. I think 7-bet shoving is not too bad. I don't really feel like 7-bet. I think raising and folding to a jam is I think it's not that good, to be honest. I think it's better to either jam or fold or call. Jamming, I think, is risking another 240 to win 140. So it has to work a pretty high percentage of the time. Let's just try and work that out, actually. I know it's pretty early in the morning, but, well, for me anyway, you guys are probably just in a pool on a blow-up chair with a laptop using wireless and just watching videos and relaxing in the sun while I'm here grinding away. Yeah, so what was I saying? So we're going to risk 240. And we would risk that to win 140, and the 240 is 380. It's amazing how much my brain slows down in the morning. so it looks like it needs to work around 63% of the time. And I think it's close. I don't mind jamming. Well, I mean, I tell a lie. I mean, it has to show an immediate profit. I mean, it has to work 63% of the time to show an immediate profit. But yeah, I mean, I think that we have pretty good equity anyway. I mean, a lot of the time, I think if he calls, we're not necessarily dead in the water. I don't think he's necessarily got aces or kings or queens or ace king. I mean, he's probably got tens, jacks, queens, something like that. He might have ace, queen, ace, jack. Ace, queen suited, maybe just decided he's going to get it in. But I think... Sorry guys, I'm coughing and I'm tired. And I think that given the fact that he's been so aggressive, I mean, has he really now just woken up with a monster? And it's actually a really good 6 betting spot, really. And I did tank for a little bit before I 5 bet. So I think, yeah, I mean, raising and calling off or just jamming is probably not bad. Raising and folding, I think, is a little bit dangerous because our hand is not dead in the water and he could be very sick. He could just be crazy sick and do something really whack with like ace jack or ace queen suited or something. Which means, you know, we have good equity against that hand once we re-raise. There's just so many chips in there. The pot odds are huge. Even against like jacks, whatever, we probably have to call if we make a large 6 bet. So I decided to call because it's only 20,000 and there's 140 already in there, so we're getting 7-1 immediate pot odds, and we still have 240 behind if we happen to hit big. And the pot's been bloated, so the positional disadvantage is relatively insignificant. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, it's significant, but I mean not as would be deep stacked. Because basically, if we hit, we can get it in. And when I say hit, I guess I mean like either a king or a 7 on a reasonably good board, like 10-7-5 or something. We can probably just check jam, and the flush draw obviously as well. And you know, if it comes like 4-5-6 or whatever, of course, you know what I mean. This guy looks like he's been loose, so I think I'm just going to fold. So I called and we did flop it. We flopped the world here with the king. There's already 160 in there, so once I checked and he bet 60, you know, I was thinking to myself, would I ever just min here to fold if I happen to call with like jack queen suited? I actually think I might. Because you're risking 120 to win 220. It's only got to work like, what's that, like, let's bring the calculator out again. We'd be risking 120 to win, get our own 120 back, so 340 I guess. Wow, I think it's worth 35%. It's kind of sick, obviously, because it's a massive chunk of our stack. You know, to re-click here is just sick. But if we got a hand with like no equity, if he jams, like if we've called with like queen 10 suited, jack queen suited or something, I might try it because it only has to work 35% of the time, and we think his range could still be kind of wide, and we look like we've trapped now with a monster when we min raise. And it just has to work such a small percentage of the time, and we can pick up a huge pot if it works. Obviously, like I was saying, the downside is we just blow a ton of chips, so it's kind of risky. But I decided to just min anyway here, just over min. I don't think he's folding if he's got 9s, 10s, jacks, or queens. I think obviously he's not folding if he's got us beat. But I think he calls with some worse hands, maybe even like ace-8. If he got out of line, or 8-9 or something, he might just decide to gamble. Just in case once in a while we're folding and he's got a bit of equity anyway. but I think he just had air because he folded. Calling here is definitely fine, you know. I wasn't necessarily min-raising here to be balanced because I would sometimes do that. That wasn't really the case. And so calling is definitely fine. The thing is about calling is I think we kind of look like we're trapping if we call, and there would be 280 in there, and we'd only have like 150 behind, so we'd have a really small SPR, and I think it would look like we're trapping. I think it would look just as strong as the mini raise, but at the same time, we don't give him just a free card. I mean, if he's got ace 10 and the turn's an ace or something, I'm going to puke, because the pot's, you know, massive now. Yeah, I mean, there's already just a ton in there, so yeah, that's probably enough about that hand. I just realized we're still playing 3 tables here. But yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting hand. Very weird hand, and how things can get a little bit messy. But that's fine. I don't mind it when it gets a bit messy. But especially against aggressive players, things can get a little bit messy. Wow. It's kind of annoying. I think we're going to fold here, but I think this guy can have a lot of pairs and stuff. Ace 10, ace 9, 7s. I think we're folding though, aren't we? 1.5, 40%, wow. Come on, Jack 7. Jack. He's looking pretty glum on the turn there. It's pretty close with the King Jack there. Pretty close. Definitely could hold off. But yeah, it's pretty close. I wonder if he does it with Jack Queen. Jack Queen suited, he would. I think he does with King Queen though. Ace Jack, Ace King. I think it's just too many hands that dominate us. Not enough we dominate. King 10 suited he might do it with, but that's about it. Jack Queen suited, King 10 suited, I think he does that, but probably the only hands we are ahead of. Everything else we're behind. Obviously flipping a lot of the time. Here's 10. Hopefully we can get it to fall around here. 62 divided by 16. 94. I don't think we can fold. This guy jams. Sitting in 5.9, yeah, we can't fold. It's been kind of tight, but we only have 17 hands, so. Well, that worked out well. This guy should be jamming us a lot here, I guess. Oh, actually, maybe not. 113 divided by 16. I know it's on the HUD, but sometimes the HUD is a little bit off. Hasn't updated or whatever. M7. It's got a tablet showing, so. I think he's been raising there a lot, just to put a bit of pressure on us. It's amazing how one hand can just change everything. King Jack hand, you know, if I call this guy, maybe I double up, or maybe we bust. And you know, there's only 30 players left, 16,000, well, 15,500 first, so. It's always, every moment is kind of key. Still obviously quite a way to go, but. I think that this play is 1, 2, 20, 25, 30. I would say jamming there is slightly positive, maybe slightly, very, very close to break even. When I say slightly positive, I mean like literally like a few cents. But I think we can get a better spot. You'll notice I've been pretty tight on the top right, and that's just because the table's so aggressive, and I think that what I might do in this instance is kind of tighten up for a little bit so we can get more credit when we do attack. With all nines. Oh yeah. Need to get some run good endgame. Just there hasn't been any run good lately. Endgame time. Yeah, so I mean, I think in this situation what I normally probably do is, I mean, we've got a lot of time because we're still very deep. So I'm probably going to find, when these guys are so aggressive, we might find some good spots. But more than that, what I'm kind of doing is just going to let my stack come down a little bit to around that second pivot, and then they're going to pick up the aggression at the second pivot and open, because we can 4-bet a little bit more comfortably. Whereas if we open now and get 3-bet, it's a little bit more tricky because we can't really 4-bet jam because it's risking too much for too little, and we can't really 4-bet to fold because there's tons of our stack, and so we're a little bit kind of in between here. I'd prefer to wait. Hopefully we'll find a hand or a situation that's good, but if we don't, we still have a bit of time up our sleeve, and when we get to M sort of 13, 14, we can try some open and try some opens and 4-bet if we get aggressive plays 3-betting us. We can also 3-bet with more leverage if we have an M13, because it's very hard for them to 4-bet us. Though these guys are so sick, they might somehow find a way. It's kind of close here, but this guy hasn't really been folding to 3-bets, so I think I might wait. You know, this is sort of spot, not with 6-8, but if we had, you know, Ace-8 or 6s or something with a little bit of equity, we could open, and then if the small blind 3-bet us, you know, we can show it in. King 10 suited or something. But I don't think the 6-8, I think the 3-bet's just a little bit too much. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I knew the big blind wasn't there, but I don't see why he's disconnected on this. It's not auto mucking. It said disconnected the whole time. It's just say sitting out, right? This could be a good spot. Thinking what we're going to do if the big stack raises. I think I will raise small here. He did call a 3-bet with Jack 3 suited before. I've kind of given him a little bit of room for a 4-bet, but also I just think he's going to call a lot. Just doesn't seem like a guy that wants to do folding. And I think he can call with a lot of hands we dominate. I mean, he called with Jack 3 suited before, so he can probably call with a lot of suited kings and queens. Wow. This guy can be pretty sick here. But I just don't know if he's that sick. Ace Queen, Ace King, 80,000. It's kind of a large raise. It's very close. Wow, that's so good. Because I would have been in a real pickle. Not knowing what to do. Snuck that one through. And he does fold, yeah, I thought he might be. Yeah, I think I would have jammed. Only because we're not that, I mean, we're kind of short anyway relative to the table. And if we Q9, we did a Q9, it's close to an open. He would have jammed us, and we would have folded anyway, but, or he would have jammed us anyway, but, well, maybe it was, let me see. Yeah, I don't know if we can fold if he jams. It would cripple us though, so maybe we do. That's kind of why I folded, it was just a bit messy, but just going back to the hand on the right table, the fact that he made it 80,000 looked like he was trying to put us to a decision for all our chips, make us jam or fold, and therefore I think we can interpret it as weakness. Having said that, you know, sometimes some good players will do that on purpose to make it look, their raise look weaker. It happened to me recently, and the guy had aces. I did fold, but I knew the guy. I said, "What did you have?" It looked weak. He made it like 100,000, and he said I had aces. I was like, "Wow." And he's a friend, so wouldn't be lying, I hope. But yeah, I think because we have a decent hand, King Queen, a history of 3-betting a lot, and we're just at a stack size where we can't wait too much longer, excuse me, for the perfect opportunity. That would have been good enough. We're kind of getting a bit short, and the situation was decent. Not exactly, I'm 8.6. Oh, how does it just flat? So sick. King, Queen, Jack, Queen suited, maybe. Could be trapping with kings. I think I generally give people a little bit too much credit for trapping. 62, I don't think. This guy, if he's trapped us with kings, then it's just bad luck. But this guy could probably have like 7s, 8s, and maybe even ace-jack sometimes. It's jacks, so we managed to hit the queen. Picked that one up, that's good. It did look like he was trapping, didn't it? I think, yeah, I guess it's jacks is like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely fine, but if he 3-bets, it looks very strong. I probably would just get ace queen in anyway, but just because we're only M8.5 and he knows we open probably a lot at that stack size. This is an 18, wow, this is pretty weird. I think I'm going to fold. Wow. This feels so gross if I jam and he snaps. M6, he can be stealing M6 from the cutoff. Doesn't look too active though, and it's kind of a short stack size where a lot of the times he's going to just jam. So his raise is a little bit polarizing. It's probably either a snapping hand or just a snap calling or snap folding hand. Because if he's got like King 10 suited or Ace 5 or something, he's probably just going to jam. So I think he can a lot of the times have a hand that just has us crushed. The Ace 4 off is a little bit ugly. He hasn't been stealing that much according to this, so. And I completely tell a lie because the HUD had not updated. So we have no idea about this guy. Is that true? His HUD. What's happening to me? It's not even in the right place here. That's his. That's his. This just jumped. It's freaking me out. It's freaking me out. Die Ventura. Okay, just let's forget about the HUD, guys. What is going on? I'm going to restart it. It's died on us. I hope I haven't been working off all the HUD numbers and looking at the wrong ones all the time. Probably gonna raise here, I guess. It's kind of pretty close. Wow, and then we find out he's an absolute animal. He raises every hand. Four of 26 with a whole lot of monkeys left. That's pretty good. Check 2 for 8. Boot 8. I'm going to call. Try and flop a miracle. I think the chance of flopping 2 pair or better is only like 1 or 2%. So I'm calling 8,000. If it's say 1%, I need to be able to win 8,000 times 100 implied odds. That means I would need to be able to win 800,000, and I only have 224. So it's probably a bad call. It's probably a bad call. Even if I stack everyone and double up on a Jack 2 flop. Yeah, it's probably bad, but we're getting kind of short. It's 4-way. If we can hit a lucky flop, get some chips. And of course we don't always need to flop 2 pair, I guess. We could just flop, a jack high board and gets checked around or something, but or maybe we flop bottom pair but get to see the turn for free and then hit something on the turn as well, but it's probably a bad call. I'm just trying to find a way to justify it. But I'm coming up short. Really coming up short there with the Jack 2. I think a 5-7, 6-8 suited definitely. Even like a Jack 7 suited and stuff like that. But Jack X off, and Queen X off as well, probably bad. Maybe King X off is not too bad. Having said that, I mean, these guys have been a little bit loose, so it's not like we're necessarily up against the nuts. How does this guy still get a time bank? What the hell? Seriously? He hasn't been there the whole time. He keeps getting this renewed time bank, or what? Does he keep coming back? This would be a good one if this guy opens here. We can just shove in. I think shoving is probably a little bit better than inducing. Now it's even better again. We can just shove right over the top. It's perfect. These guys have both got really wide ranges, especially when he jams. That's a bit sick running into Ace King there after all this glorious work. And coming ninth. But yeah, it might just be his tournament to win if he's running into hands like that all the time. But that was a really good spot, him sort of 11 and two very loose players. This guy prolific, stealing 82%. And this guy very loose. Just a little bit, you know, ace-9 suited earlier. I probably should have taken that one. But this situation was probably even better because he didn't 3-bet. So his range is a little bit more capped. Anyway, that's that. That is the end of that chapter. And then there was one. 6 of 23. And a break. Be right back.